Yo, what is good, YouTube? Welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, we are going to be going through and ranking the top 10 best cards right now in NBA 2K25 MyTEAM. Before we hop into the video, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Help me push towards the 40,000 subscriber mark on the channel. I upload every single day, multiple videos a day. Would really appreciate it if y'all do subscribe. And without further ado, let's hop right into it. The top 10 cards have gotten a lot of new cards in them recently. It is just an absolutely loaded few drops that we've gotten pretty recently, and has definitely shaken up the top 10 cards pretty substantially. But number 10 is still going to be a mainstay. Galaxy up with Victor Wembanyama. I don't care that stat and badge wise he's not as good as any of the other cards on this list. The vast majority of all these other guys are 100 overalls. In fact, I think maybe literally every single one of them might be 100 overall. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I think so. The honest truth about Wemby is you just can't put a guy who's 7'4" with an uncontestable jumper not in the top 10. Sorry. Still my starting center. Still most everybody's starting center, in all honesty. The card is still just so good. You could argue him higher than this because of how hard he is to stop on the offensive end of the court. Defensively, he is great because of his size. I understand stat and badge wise he's not quite as good and quite as complete as some of the other cards on this list, but he's still such a good card. I just can't not put Wemby at the number 10 spot. He has to be in the top 10 somewhere. That's my thought. Number 9, going to be Chris Webber. Honestly, his jumper annoys me. It's the main reason he's not higher. He's 6'10" with a 7'3" wingspan, 100 overall stats and badges, and it's Patty Mills based Oscar upper. It's a good jumper. It's just hard to green. It's inconsistent. The Oscar upper makes that Patty Mills base tougher to green. Darius Garland dribble style, Steph escape is super nice. Behind the back isn't great, but outside of that, everything's awesome. It just jumper is inconsistent when it comes to greening it. That is the only annoyance of this card, but it is enough of an annoyance where it holds him back on a list that is absolutely this stacked. Number 8 is going to be Michael Jordan. MJ, the second best point guard in my team, in my opinion, at 6'6" with a 6'11" wingspan, has the movement, has got the fade, has got the release. The only thing he's really missing is a behind the back, and I guess his fade isn't like the best fade in the game, but it's pretty good, honestly. He's just not missing much. He could, I guess, use a little bit better size up, but honestly, MJ's size up isn't bad. As a whole, he's just a really good, really well-rounded card, and in my opinion, he has to be placed pretty high up on this list. I really like MJ. I think he's an awesome card, and I think you could argue him as the best point guard in the game if you wanted to. Me personally, I'm at number 2, and I have him at the number 8 spot on this list. Number 7 is going to be Shaquille O'Neal. Absolutely awesome jump shot, dominant finishing, glitchy defensive animations, and of course 100 overall stats and badges just like the rest of them. Obviously, you'd like to get a couple of off shooting badges on him, but all the Shaqs you're going to buy are going to have that anyway. And again, these cards aren't really going to be attainable for 95% of the people who play this game anyway, to be totally honest. Like, that's just the truth of it. These are the most expensive and best cards in the game, and they're not particularly attainable, which is annoying. But I mean, he doesn't have the best half-court movement overall, but the Garland dribble style is really good, and the defense is absolutely dominant, and his jumper is amazing too. He is a very, very good card, and I think he has to be. I think he has to be number 7 on the list. Number 6 is going to be, and I'm reading my handwriting right now, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. In my opinion, the best overall point guard in the game. I honestly just think when you compare him to MJ, Pro 2 fade is a little bit better fade. Same dribble style, same escape, but he's got Francis size up. And honestly, his behind the back's a little bit better too, because you could use that SGA behind the back in certain ways to make it a little more effective as well. I think personally, I don't know, man. I feel like Shai is just a little better than MJ. Now, MJ's jumper is a little better. I will say that. So that is something I think you do have to keep in mind. But in my personal opinion, I think Shai's number 6, and I think he's a very, very good card. He's definitely a card that I personally am a big fan of. He's my favorite point guard in the game. He's also my starting point guard because I got lucky enough to pull him. So I got SGA at number 6. Number 5, Wilt Chamberlain. He is a better Shaq, is what he is. Just very similar in terms of Shaq to the size, the dominance interior-wise, the defense, the physicality, all that type of stuff. But the thing that I like more about him than Shaq is he's a little bit better movement-wise. Rush dribble style, Kemba escape. Doesn't have as good of a dribble style as Shaq does, but he's got a better escape. And he's got Pro 2 fade. He's a little bit more in terms of the half court than Shaq does offensively. And it's not a huge gap, but again, I only have a 2-position gap between them as cards. So I think Wilt is a slightly better Shaq, not by a significant margin, but enough to put him at the number 5 spot and Shaq at number 7. Moving on, number 4 is going to be Tracy McGrady. I think T-Mac is the second best shooting guard in the game. He's 6'8" with 7'2" wingspan. Very similar to a guy like SGA, not the best behind the back, but Francis size up, Kemba escape, Darius Garland dribble style, and an amazing jump shot. For whatever reason, Oscar upper on T-Mac is a lot more consistent than it is on Patty Mills. I don't know why, but I like it more on T-Mac. T-Mac, and I think he's really, really nice. I think his jumper is awesome. The only flaw this card has is fade isn't great. That Steph fade is not that awesome. I would have rather see a couple of other fades on him than that one, but that is literally, in my personal opinion, the only serious flaw that I see with Tracy McGrady. In my opinion, he is the number 4 card on this list, and I think he is honestly one of the best cards in my team, for sure. Moving on to number 3, and I might be a little higher on this card than some people are. I'm putting Tim Duncan at number 3. The reason that being, I think his shot creation is absolutely awesome. I think he is very, very good defensively. He's 6'11" with a 7'3" wingspan. Obviously has 100 overall, just like all these guys. Perfect stats and badges, sure. But the thing that's amazing about him is, look, the jumper first and foremost is awesome. KPJ based Tim Duncan up on very quick is absolutely great. But Pro 2 dribble fade, or Pro 2 fade, Darius Garland dribble style, Kemba escape, Steph size up, which isn't bad. Trey's behind the back, best behind the back in the game with the escape, with the dribble style, with a good size up. He is just awesome. Great card with the perfect fade, with the release. I know he's a little smaller, a couple inches shorter than guys like Wilt and Shaq. Doesn't quite have the same player build, which means he's not going to be quite as impactful defensively. But I think the offense makes up for it. I think he's number 3 on this list, and I have no issues at all with that. I think he's definitely the best new card on this list. Number 2 is Yao Ming. I know you could have Yao at number 1, and I think there's a validity to that placement. The reason I have Yao at number 2 is I think if you are a brain dead player or somebody who just who wants to cheese their way to wins, Yao might be the best player in the game. The way I like to play, I don't personally think he is, because he's just not quite as versatile and quite as capable when it comes to having the ball in his hands. Now, you could just run to the rim with him and glitch because of the size. He is an incredible popper. He is insanely fast, insanely glitchy. Dominant card. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. He is one of the best cards in the game. I totally get it. And if you want to put him number 1, I have no issues with it. In my opinion, he's not, because I think KD, with his shot creation, his size at 6'10", at his position, 7'5" wingspan, all the base legend badges, I think KD's the best card in the game personally. And the reason I say that is because I think longevity wise, he will be like the best shooting guard in the game for an extremely long time. 6'10" with a 7'5" wingspan. His size is so OP and will continue to be. In addition to the fact he's got basically perfect sigs, Darius Garland dribble style, Francis size up, Steph's escape, Trae Young behind the back, his own fade, which by the way, I don't really mind much. I think it's very solid. It might not be quite as good as Pro 2, but it's still really, really good. And his jumper's amazing too. That Julian Strawther change on the lower has sped up his shot. He is just absolutely cold. One of the best cards in my team, period, and one of the best cards we've really ever seen. Both KD and Yao honestly are kind of like that. So I think this is my top 10 players right now. Let me know what y'all think of my list in the comment section down below. If there's anything you would change, anybody you I think I left off the list, or that you would have like put higher or lower on the list, I would love to hear y'all's thoughts. But with that being said, that is going to do it for today's video. And I hope y'all did enjoy. These types of lists are tough to make with how many good cards there are, to be totally honest. And also just knowing that like most of these cards besides Tim Duncan really aren't attainable for the vast majority of players as well kind of sucks in my opinion, but it's kind of how it is. So with that being said, it's gonna do it for the video. Hope y'all did enjoy. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I'll be back with more 2K content very, very soon, and I appreciate y'all. Peace.